It's not Seattle Kraken. I almost said Seattle Kraken. It's a Coachella Valley Firebirds game day. It's game 3. And the Coachella Valley Firebirds, well, I'll tell you more about them. That's coming up. We have a watch party, and I'll let you know about some signing news for the Seattle Kraken. All of that and more coming up in this episode of Locked on Kraken.
You are Locked on Kraken, your daily podcast on the Seattle Kraken, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We are the Seattle Kraken.
All right, Seattle hockey fans, it's time to get fired up. That's right. It is another game day. The Coachella Valley Firebirds taking on the Hershey Bears in game 3 of the AHL Finals for the Calder Cup. Ooh, we've got lots to talk about on today's episode. I'm so excited to be back here with you. We are going to also talk, of course, about the Stanley Cup Final. And we had a bit of news when it comes to the Seattle Kraken and their roster plans. So we'll get to that in our What's Kraken segment. All right, let's get into it. The AHL Calder Cup Finals. The Coachella Valley Firebirds taking on the Hershey Bears. I hope you have been doing your part and banning all chocolate substances from your home until the Calder Trophy is prominently raised and placed at Acrisure Arena or wherever they keep it. I don't know. But with the Coachella Valley Firebirds, 2 pucks away from a championship. So, maybe Ty Cartier got the better end of the deal here. Let's go over this one. Now, we were able to do a watch along for game 1, 5-0. I talked about, oh my goodness, some beautiful goals. Ty Cartier, or we've been saying it wrong. Cartier, right? I think that's how he wants to say it. Cartier. Ty Cartier had the opening goal, and it was a 5-0 shutout for Joey Daccord. We talked about that. And another shutout, a 4-0 shutout on Saturday. Let's take you to the box scores here. Joey Daccord is crushing it. I believe it was Kraken Canada tweet, and I have the tweet actually, so we'll pull that up here. But that Joey Daccord is the first goalie in the AHL to get 2 consecutive shutouts since 1939. Mo Roberts did that. 2 shutouts. Amazing. Love that little tidbit. Thank you so much, Kraken Canada. Hope you're enjoying the ride. But as promised, I love also, sorry, just to stay on this tweet, that this tweet gets the goalie celebration or the first star celebration. It's a water bottle shower. I love that. Fuego on the ice. All hail Joey Daccord, who is fired up. I mean, Joey Daccord, I know that Jason Hernandez takes credit in some part for the hashtag, but if the hashtag get fired up, or just really hashtag fired up, were a person, Joey Daccord personifies that. And I love this for him. I love this for our king. All right, we'll talk more about Joey Daccord coming up a little bit later on the show, but I want to take you to how we got here. So we watched game 1 together. We will be watching game 3 together because this will be on Root Sports Plus as well as AHL TV. But I know that there were a few things that we wanted to talk about regarding the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Jason, JD Hernandez, the PA voice of the Coachella Valley Firebirds, gave us some insight before game 1. And I do think that so far we've seen Coachella Valley play pretty well. We were a little bit concerned if this series was going to go deep just because that's been the trend, at least for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Hershey came out a little stagnant. They had multiple days off, and perhaps that's been impacting them because, as you can see, once again, they were blanked. The scoring goose eggs across the board. The Firebirds got all of their scoring in the second stanza in this game. You can see the shots, though. The Coachella Valley Firebirds outshot in the first and third period. So Joey Daccord and company, the defensive core, did have to put in some work, but it was that 13 shots on goal to 8 shots on goal in the second frame that got this win. Now, the Firebirds had 9 power play opportunities. Once again, we see this game getting out of control. I think that's a lot of penalties. 12 altogether. The Hershey Bears were a goose egg, 0 for 3 on the power play. We went 2 for 9. I mean, the 2 power play goals we'll take, but out of 9 power play opportunities, not great. Not great. So Jesper Froden, you see, gets in on the action. Austin Poganski, Riker Evans, and Cameron Hughes. Now, you may remember from our episode last week with Jason Hernandez, again, your voice of the Coachella Valley Firebirds, the PA voice, because you've got your broadcasters as well. But he talked about Cameron Hughes, and you can see right here if you're watching on YouTube. If not, don't worry, for our audio listeners, I'll walk you through this. Cameron Hughes got the 4th goal. He assisted on Jesper Froden's goal, but it has in parentheses a 1 because that was his first goal of the postseason. Now, he has been lighting it up with assists, including, again, on Jesper Froden's 4th goal of these here Calder Cup playoffs. But Cameron Hughes on the power play. And who is the primary and single assist? Joey Daccord, his second apple of the Calder Cup playoffs. I freaking love that. Speaking of Joey Dax, let's take a look at what we were able to see here. Now, there was a penalty shot, which is very strange. I didn't watch this. I was in my WNBA coverage, but obviously, we were able to handle, or I should say, there was a penalty shot here. Carson Trowinski couldn't get past Hunter Shepard, but we did all right. So Joey Daccord faced 33 shots, made 33 saves. If you remember from our conversation with JD, he felt that Joey Daccord and maybe some other people thought that he left more to be desired in his playoff run with the Charlotte Checkers from last season. And, I guess Joey Daccord took that personally. He MJ'd it, Michael Jordan approach. He took it personally, made up a little narrative in his head, and has been fired up in this postseason. He played all 60 minutes on ice. Again, pushed aside everything for the second consecutive game, the second ever goaltender in AHL history per the Kraken Canada account to do so. I love this for Joey. I think he's a swell guy. Our podcast friends on Locked On Senators immediately told us right away that Joey Daccord was a good guy. Take care of him. I had a lot of fun getting to know Joey Daccord in our first ever training camp. And I caught him on the road a few times because I know he's been in New Jersey with the team. So Joey Dax, always a good time. He's a very active goaltender. He's a very talkative goaltender. And I personally like that. I think he can be a little excitable. So to see him really hunker down, anchor down, if you will, and be a solid force, I think is going to bode really well. He plays the puck so well. Sometimes it's almost like he's having a little too much fun with it. He's a little flashy as a goaltender, but I'm here for it as long as it doesn't lead to a goal. So coming up on Locked On Kraken, we're going to get into Joey Daccord's story a little bit more, take you through the live blog that the Seattle Kraken have going on, but then we have to tell you what else is Kraken. So we're going to get to Seattle Kraken specific news, including signing that we have, and we'll get into that. And finally, we'll end the show talking about the Stanley Cup final. All that coming up on Locked On Kraken. But right now, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors, and that is eBay Motors. You know, I love this ad read because for a championship team, it's all about making sure every player is a perfect fit. It's the same when it comes to your vehicle. Every part needs to fit just right. So the next time you need parts and accessories, head to eBay Motors. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, you can be sure every part fits right the first time around. Just add your ride to my garage and look for the green check to know the part will fit or your money back. Don't look for the blue check because those things people paid for. You're looking for the green check anyway. Because just like in sports, confidence is the name of the game when you shop on eBay Motors. And with over 122 million parts to choose from, you'll be back in a game in no time. After all, it's easy to bring home a win when the right parts are guaranteed. Get the right parts, the right fit, and the right prices on ebaymotors.com. Let's ride! eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. What's cracking, Seattle hockey fans? Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to get into our What's Cracking segment here, including getting to know a little bit more about Joey Daccord. Now, you should know him. You should love him. We've talked about him a good amount, but he is really fired up for these here AHL playoffs. And we freaking love it. There's a piece here on NHL.com/Seattle, and it's talking about Mayor Joey and his life-size personality to go along with all of that goalie gear that he wears. And so some might be familiar with the term like mayor. I think he came from Foursquare, right? Where you're so knowledgeable, you're so in tune with what's happening that you are the mayor of said place. And so we have Bob Condor making a case for Mayor Joey Daccord. It's been a little bit of an ongoing joke here. And Disco Dan Bilesma gets in on it saying, quote, if there was a mayor of Coachella Valley, I would think the majority of the votes would be going to Joey. He says in jest with a little laugh here. But I thought it was interesting. I'm learning a little geography here. Apparently, there are 9 cities that form the Coachella Valley. I did not know that. They include Palm Springs, Palm Desert. That's where Acrisure Arena is. Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells. I've heard of, well, you know, anyway, I've heard of Indian Wells, La Quinta, Desert Hot Springs, Indio, and Coachella. Definitely have heard of Coachella. So I think it's lovely. And in this article, Bob Condor talks about the Joey, Joey, Joey chants. And I heard them when we were doing our watch along. I guess that would have been last week, Thursday. I heard those chants and I think it's amazing. It's like his groove, you know, he's got his own thing. I love it. He's made 58 saves across 2 shutouts and has the Coachella Valley Firebirds in pretty good standing. This is what Joey had to say to Bob Condor. It's been an incredible experience. Everyone's pretty blown away with the support we've received here. I expected support initially at the beginning because it was a new, cool, exciting thing in the Valley. But I don't think we expected it to grow and continue to grow as much as it has. The playoff run has been insane. I have some friends that have just started tuning in as it's gotten later in the playoffs, and they say, wow, that atmosphere is crazy. And yes, it is loud in Acrisure Arena. I know everydayer Jeff has some tickets to Game 6. I don't know if we're going to get all the way to Game 6, but if we do, this is the place to be, folks. It is amazing. Daccord has a .930 save percentage during these here playoffs, and his percentage is 3rd best overall, despite competing in 21 games to date and facing nearly 250 shots more. Not overall, 250 shots more than any other AHL goaltender this season. And that's some of the areas of improvement that we've talked about. And we saw that graphic while we were doing our watch along. We are going to have another watch along because it's a game day. So check the show notes or over on YouTube for that link. You can watch on AHL TV. You can also watch on Root Sports Plus, which is how I will be watching. Well, I'll be watching on Root Sports Plus by way of Fubo. So I know we had a little bit of glitching and technical difficulties, but hopefully we'll just have a good time. Join me in the chat. But there was that graphic where we saw how many more shots Joey Dax was getting this season on net, how many shots he was facing, I should say. And while we're glad Joey Dax is up to it, to me, that also means that there is more discipline that we need on the defensive side of things. You know me, I'm always going to find a way to sneak in conversation about defense. And I do think that's something that the Seattle Kraken and, by way, the Coachella Valley Firebirds have to work on. But an amazing article. I've been reading through it. If you're watching on YouTube now, though, I'm going to show you this article. You can find it on NHL.com/Kraken. Mayor Joey. But if you scroll, then we have the running blog, and I've talked to you about this before. It's a great way to keep up with what's happening. Lots of goal scoring. We've got 9 goals in 2 games. Amazing. And, we alluded to this. I don't remember if I said it on Thursday's episode or on Thursday's watch along, but I remember having that conversation of, listen, we've gone the distance in every series. The only series that we won in less than the total amount of games was the last one against the Milwaukee Admirals, and we went to game 6 out of 7 possible games. So we've played it down to the wire, but I also noticed the trend that the Coachella Firebirds were starting to allow fewer goals. So that does have to do with Joey Daccord. That's why we spend a decent amount of time talking about him, but I think also defensively. And so the offense has been doing what it does, but defensively, I still think that we can't only rely on Joey Daccord. I know Grant Fuhr is our analyst, but I'm not saying that we want to have a Grant Fuhr type team. For those who don't know, Edmonton Oilers, Grant Fuhr, that was an offensive powerhouse of a team. And quite honestly, those guys from those Stanley Cup teams would say, we were all 5, attacking, and we knew we had Grant Fuhr, so we didn't really worry about defense too much. That sounds super exciting, run and gun style. It also gives me heart palpitations. So I don't think we need to aim for that, but Joey Daccord standing up for us. Again, you can get a really good comprehensive recap of game 2. We kind of just did that, but if you want to read it, you can head to NHL.com/Seattle, and that'll get it for you. We're going to keep this party going. We're going to talk next about some Seattle Kraken specific news and signings, and then finally end the show talking about the Stanley Cup final. Ooh, Florida's in a tough spot, but that's why we play the games. That's coming up on Locked On Kraken. Thanks as always, Seattle Kraken fans, for making Locked On Kraken a part of your daily routine. The everydayers, you know how we get down. I shouted out Jeff a little earlier. I don't know if we're going to get to a game 6, although I would love for you to see the Coachella Valley Firebirds live and in person. I think also if our boys can get it done in 4, that's probably good for everyone. We'll see. That's why we play the games. But I want to remind you that you can listen to Locked On Kraken on any audio platform that you so choose, wherever you listen to your audio podcasts. You can also, you can find us on YouTube. Yes, you on YouTube. I'm waving to you. I hope you're having a great day. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, I think it's over here, actually. Subscribe and hit the notifications, because that means that every time we upload, including when we schedule live watch parties or watch alongs, or when we schedule, I haven't done it recently, but if I schedule the newest episode as a premiere, you'll get a notification there as well. All right. I told you we had a bit of news, as you might hear them say over on Too Many Men. But this bit of news, the Seattle Kraken the other day signed Jani Nyman to an entry-level contract. It will be the 6th player from Seattle's 2022 draft class to sign an entry-level deal. It is a 3-year entry-level contract, $950,000 AAV. This is what our guy, Ronnie Francis, had to say. We are excited to officially welcome Yanni to our organization. He is one of his team's top scorers at the World Junior Championships and had an impressive season as the youngest player on his team's roster in Finland's top league, the Liga, last year. We look forward to his continued development. Now, he is 18. He spent most of the 2022-23 season playing in Liga in Finland, the top men's pro league in Finland. He totaled 14 points, 10 goals, 4 assists in 29 regular season games. So he's 18, already playing in the top men's league in Finland. The winger set Liga career bests in goals, assists, points, and games played, ranked 9th in his team in goals scored, and ranked 3rd among Liga rookies in goals. Nyman appeared in 2 games with the U20 team, recording 6 points, 5 goals, and 1 assist in those contests. He's 6'2", 212. So to me, that's pretty big, but I'm also 5'5". So 6'2", is a good size for me. 212, I think he can probably pack on a few more pounds, and will. He's 18. So he's represented Finland at several international tournaments, including the 2023 IIHF World Championships. He had 2 goals and 1 assist in 5 games. He tied for 3rd on his team. He has bronze at the U18s he has a bronze medal at the U18s and a gold from the 2022 Euro Youth Olympic Festival. He was selected 49th overall by us in the 2022 NHL draft. So I'm still waiting on some news about defenders. I know we have free agency that opens up on July 1st. I told you last week that we'll have the Locked On NHL mock draft coming soon. And can you guess? Who do you think I picked? I'm very curious. So for those who don't know, we have the 20th overall pick in the first round. So we did just the first round. Who do you think I picked at 20? Did I pick a North American skater? Did I pick an international skater? Goalie? Defenseman? Forward? Winger? Center? Let me know in the comments. Question of the day. Who do you think I picked? Not who would you pick? I mean, you can share that too. But the question of today is, who do you think I picked at number 20 for the Seattle Kraken? I'm very curious. To hear what you think. And I don't know, I might have given a few teasers or spoilers if you're an everydayer, but I'll just ask the question. If you're listening for the first time ever, if you are an everydayer or somewhere in between, who do you think I picked on behalf of Locked On Kraken / the Seattle Kraken as the 20th pick in the 2023 entry draft? All right, get your picks in. Leave a comment on YouTube. You can also send me a tweet at elindsay08. That's ELINDSAY08, or at Locked On Kraken. That's with a K, no C in Kraken, and all one word. So let me know. Let me know what you think about the show. I know I mentioned it. I mentioned it the other day, but just a reminder. If you're enjoying the show, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rating. Helps other people find the show. I do read the comments of people who don't necessarily like the show, which is fine too. Not everyone's cup of tea. But if the reason that you don't like the show is because I talk about social justice or that I talk about other Seattle sports, including women's sports, I mean, Sue Bird, arguably, according to Megan Rapinoe, and I'm inclined to agree, the best and most winningest Seattle pro athlete ever, just had her jersey retired into the rafters of Climate Pledge Arena. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. So, I mean, it's not for everyone, but it's for me. And if it's for you, then you've found your home right here at Locked On Kraken. Either way, rate, review, subscribe, and hit the notifications. I will catch you either later tonight because it's a game day and we're going to watch the Coachella Valley Firebirds. That was a little weak. I'm sorry. It's a game day and we are going to watch the Coachella Valley Firebirds, or I'll catch you on the next episode of Locked On Kraken. Either way, be kind to yourself and to each other. Hold fast, stay true. Let's go Seattle Kraken, but let's get fired up for the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Erica L. Ayala signing out. Peace.